Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history. Now before we get into the video or go any further, I'd like you to take a second to think about the most patriotic moment you can remember in sports and stick it down in the comments. Please, I'd love to know what patriotic moments you remember, and some of them most likely won't be covered in this video, so it'll be great. I love that sort of stuff, so if you can, stick it down in the comments. It'll be muchly, hugely, massively appreciated. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well hit the like button as well. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history.
Sporting events are always going to be a central part of the American experience. In the fall, Americans tune in to watch their favorite sports.
Hold on, let's see that guy again.
The American experience. In the fall, Americans tune in to
Yes! Come on. Who's got that suit? I want to know. Please stick it down in the comments if you wear a suit like this, or you would wear a suit like that. I think it's awesome.
Watch their favorite sports, be it the NFL, MLB, NHL, and even the NBA. Every 2 years, we come together as a nation to support Team USA in the Winter or Summer Olympics. We even sometimes come together to watch the United States compete in World Cup play. It's happened. From the yellow ribbon tied around the Superdome during Super Bowl 15 to remember hostages taken in Iran, to chants of USA, USA, when a crowd in Philadelphia learned about the death of Osama bin Laden. American sports fans and players wear their American hearts on their sleeves.
Look at
so
that.
Let's check out the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history. Number 10. Team USA carries the World Trade Center flag to the Olympics. Rarely does a flag presentation at the Olympic Games happen to a quiet crowd. But as 8 members of Team USA, flanked by members of the New York Police Department and New York Fire Department, marched the flag of the host country into the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, you could hear a pin drop. The flag they carried was found in the rubble of Ground Zero and had flown atop the World Trade Center in New York when the buildings were attacked on September 11, 2001. That flag was under the debris for 3 days before being found and given to the National Guard. It took some time to convince the International Olympic Committee, who is responsible for keeping politics out of the Games, to approve the display of the torn and tattered banner. But on opening night, the World Trade Center's old glory flew proudly once more.
Hold on, that committee, if they denied that, they're a bunch of assholes, because yes, okay, fine, keep politics out of the Olympics, but that's not exactly politics, isn't it? It's something that's happened on the world. Everyone around the world has seen it. The most tragic event, and they took time to convince them. I'm glad I don't swear on this channel. I should, because that wound me up, man. What assholes. But Jesus, that flag.
Number 9.
That's sad, man.
Roland Gardner defeats the undefeated. For a decade, Alexander Karelin was the world's dominant super heavyweight wrestler. By the time the 2000 Olympics rolled around, Karelin, aka the Russian Bear, aka Alexander the Great, hadn't been defeated in a match since Russia was still called the Soviet Union. And even then, that was his only loss, until he faced off with a dairy farmer from Wyoming. In 6 years,
can't beat a farmer, boy. They're a different kind of strong.
Karelin hadn't even given up a single point to an opponent. His American opponent, Roland Gardner, hadn't placed higher than 5th in the world up until this point, and even lost to Karelin 5-0 before. But Karelin lost his grip and a point to Gardner in the second period. Number 8. Mary Lou Retton wins a gymnastic first. A little girl from West Virginia dealt a stunning blow to the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War when Mary Lou Retton brought home Olympic gold in 1984. Before Retton,
Jeez, I wasn't even born.
was never able to wrest Olympic gold from the Eastern Europe in the individual all-around gymnastics event. She came into the event trailing Romania's Ekaterina Szabo, and she had undergone a knee operation just 5 weeks before competing.
I wish my daughter had stuck with gymnastics, because she was so good as well, but like, you can't force them into doing something they don't love. And as much as we tried to keep her going, like tried not pushing her but encouraging her, she just wasn't having it. So I wish she had stuck with it though, because she was really good, and it's an amazing, like, so skilled. They are so good. Like,
in Retton's own
look
words,
at this.
She believes her performance showed that American-born and trained athletes can do anything. no matter what the odds are. 1999 Women's World Cup Final. With 90,000
Holy
spectators,
smokes.
it was the largest turnout for a women's sporting event ever. That image became
Look at that.
Sports Illustrated's most...
That just says everything, how much it meant to everyone. Look at the players in the back, the crowd, look at her face. That means everything.
Covers ever. Number 6. Joe Louis knocks out a Nazi. In 1938, Hitler was still touting the Germans as a master race, while German athletes competed the world over for top honors. On June 22nd, Max Schmeling met American champion, the brown bomber Joe Louis. The first time the two met in 1936, Schmeling took advantage of a moment when Louis dropped his left hand after a jab, allowing Schmeling to give Louis his first loss in the 12th round of that fight. That would not happen again. With the world...
Boxing was is a brutal sport now, but back then, ooh. I mean, those guys will go for what, 14, 15, 16, however many rounds. Like, it's unbelievable.
Listening via radio, and more than 70,000 watching in Yankee Stadium. Louis unloaded on Schmeling, knocking him down 3 times in just 2 minutes. Schmeling was only able to throw 2 punches in the whole...
And now he's smelling his own socks.
Number 5. The champ lights the Olympic torch.
Let's go,
Lighting
champ.
the Olympic
Rest
flame
in
at the
peace.
end of the torch relay is an honor reserved for a legendary Olympic athlete from the host country. Does it get more legendary than the greatest Muhammad Ali? Except in 1996, the identity of the
I cried my eyes out when Muhammad Ali died. Whoa.
one who would light the flame was a close-kept secret. Even swimmer Janet Evans, who was handing the torch off, didn't know to whom she was handing it. Ali was stricken with Parkinson's disease and had long since retired by this point. When Ali emerged to take the Olympic torch and light the flame, the sound in Atlanta was less a roar of applause and more
making me want to cry now.
a gasp of elated surprise as the once great boxer, shaking, lit the torch.
Oh, man.
Number 4. Rick Monday saves the flag. Remember the MLB outfielder Rick Monday? He might be before most of our audience's time, but Monday was with the Los Angeles Dodgers' 1981 World Series winning team. Before that, he was the top prospect in the 1965 Major League Baseball draft. Somewhere in between, he saved Old Glory from public degradation.
Yeah.
In 1976, Monday was with the Chicago Cubs, visiting the Dodgers. With Monday in center field during the 4th inning, 2 protesters jumped the outfield fence and tried to burn a flag on live television. Monday, seeing what was about to transpire,
What a
ran
legend.
over and
What a
snatched the
legend.
fluid-soaked flag.
From the American reactions that I've done, like the Star Spangled Ballet and everything like that, people have said you do not let that flag touch the floor. So they were going to burn it as well. Oh, that Muhammad Ali video got me, man.
The protesters were arrested, and Monday was able to keep the flag. Ever since that day, Monday
still got
used
it.
the actual flag to raise money for military families. Number 3.
What a hero.
The president's post-9/11 opening pitch. It might be hard to imagine the leader of the free world facing a new global war on terrorism, being psyched out by throwing the first pitch in Yankee Stadium. But in his own words, he absolutely was. Thousands of New Yorkers came to the stadium to watch President George W. Bush throw the pitch to open Game 3 of the 2001 World Series. It was also just weeks after 9/11. He didn't want Americans to think the president was incapable of finding the plate. But as he practiced, Yankee Derek Jeter told him that he needed to both throw from the mound and not in front as originally planned, and not bounce it. They'll boo you, he told the president. Bush, shaken but loose, walked onto the field and threw a strike to an eruption of applause.
That must have meant a lot, man.
The Buckeye bullet burns Hitler.
Ooh.
Before he ever arrived in Berlin for the 1936 Olympic Games, Jesse Owens had already set 3 world records and tied another. At Ohio State, he won 8 individual NCAA championships, which was a record in its own right. When he arrived in Berlin, he knew Nazi Germany was using the games as a showcase for its racial policies, but he was determined to compete anyway.
He went to Berlin and made all the Nazis look like idiots.
Owens went on to win 4 gold medals in
4.
1936, an unrivaled achievement until some 50 years later when Carl Lewis did the same in 1984.
Oh, man.
When Owens won gold in the long jump, the Olympic Committee told Hitler he had to greet all the winners or none at all. Hitler opted for none.
Yeah,
As
because you're a
Owens won other
freaking
events, Hitler would leave early.
Trying to keep quiet.
Nazi minister Albert Speer would later write that Hitler was, quote, highly annoyed by the series of triumphs by the marvelous colored American runner, Jesse Owens, end quote. Number 1.
Just imagine the intimidation he must have felt going there and then being able to perform, and not only perform, but smash it, like completely destroy it in front of that racist, bigoted piece of, I'm not going to
The
swear.
miracle on ice. Would you bet money on a bunch of college amateurs taking on the world's greatest hockey team in a competition for Olympic gold? Not many would, and not many did, as it turns out. That was the situation Team USA faced in the 1980 Winter Olympics. It was a tough time for the United States. With hostages in Iran, an energy crisis, and runaway inflation, it looked like the American dream was coming to an end. But no words echoed through the ages like Al Michaels' "Do you believe in miracles?" as Team USA topped the Soviet Union 4-3 in one of the biggest upsets in sports history.
Jeez.
That's our list.
I want to go back and look at that. Look at the
Michaels,
players.
"Do you
Look at
believe
it.
in miracles?" as Team USA
People cry. Look.
Soviet Union 4-3 in one of the biggest upsets.
I want to
in
watch
sports
this game
history.
actually. Oh, that Muhammad Ali one is still shaking me a little bit. I don't know why. Just because it's like old news now that he passed on, and like just seeing him, he is a legend. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.